following is a presentation of Real Wise Productions and Comey Media Incorporated.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift seem to be going on the world tour. Why does that bother people? Next on Mentality. Welcome to another installment of Mentality, the place where iron sharpens iron in the realm of health, wealth, mental health, entrepreneurship, love, and brotherhood, all from a man's perspective. I am one of the co-hosts of this program, Cole Johnson, aka the mad scientist and EP extraordinaire. I am joined as always by the other co-hosts of this program, the man that we know as Wise All, the man that we know as Mr. Stuck in My Mind, the man that we know as Wise in the AM, and also Mr. Petty. That's your boy WIZE and mine as well, Wise El Jefe. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. Got a fresh cut.
I see. Looking nice.
Ready
All
to do the
right.
show.
Well, it looks like Nikki Haley decided to drop out of the presidential race. The former South Carolina governor did so Wednesday in an address acknowledging that the former President Donald Trump would more likely, and that has been the case ever since he threw his hat in the ring, be the Republican Party nominee. Now, of course, it won't be official until July when they have their convention in Milwaukee. But Miss Haley had this to say. Sorry, Mrs. Haley had this to say about her journey and her exit. Quote, I said I wanted Americans to have their voices heard. I have done that. I have no regrets. Close quote. Now, my question to you, sir, is what does this now mean for one Nikki Haley?
She could go back to kissing the ring. So she see if she gets the number 2 spot. Because we've been saying this for the longest that everyone else was running for second place. We've been saying this for months. Mentality for months. It started when he was just slapping him at the Republican debates by not showing up and still winning debates. How do you not go to the debates and still win the debates?
That's when I know I'm like, none of them stand a chance. He doesn't have to attend the debate and he just cleaning their clocks. I'm like, oh yeah. They might as well just drop out now because they're gonna waste their time. And I say the same thing about Haley. Now I've heard different conspiracy theories being spun by people who support the Republican ticket, saying, well, you got Nikki Haley here who is basically trumpeting the siren of the Democrats. And I'm saying to myself, well, they already have machines that do that already. Why do they need a Republican to do that? Uh, I'm sorry. The name of the game is to get delegates, and she only won one district and one state. So, and in the state that she won, she got what, 17 delegates. I mean, it's like a drop in the bucket. So it was a waste of time. Comical, but it was still a waste of time. And yeah, you can go on and say, well, first Indian American to achieve all this, and the first woman to win a primary in the Republican Party. Nice, good. Win.
We told y'all before the first debate, he was cleaning that clock out, not even showing up. Then the second debate second debate came along. He did the same.
Yep.
None of y'all stood a chance. Not Governor 8.8%. Not the trader. Not the token Negro.
The traitor.
Not the Indian businessman. And
Not even Chris.
Pocahontas.
And not even Chris Christie?
Oh, that fat, greasy fuck. No, not even him.
Okay, barring things like an asteroid hitting the Earth, let me see, barring 8 times 8 is 4, barring when seas turn green and grass turns blue, the presidential ballot in November is set. It is Joe Biden versus Donald Trump again. This time with their Super Tuesday victories and all over the place, they were clinching delegates. No one wants to really see this, but we're going to get it. And now we have 8 months of seeing a septuagenarian versus an octogenarian as to who is going to have a second term in Washington. Now, my question to you, sir, is how does the Donald Trump-Joe Biden rematch look right now?
It looks very sad. Looks very sad for the American people that we have in one corner the sleepy bus driver, sleepy Joe Biden,
The sleepy
and in the other corner we have. He has so many names. You're fired. Whatever. Grab him by the Mr. I've been indicted 4 times in 4 different states.
Yeah.
It's just a sad day for the American people. Because this is what we're regulated to, is these 2 senior citizens that just need to go to Shady Acres and call it a day. They need to go join Mitch McConnell, who earlier this week announced that he would be stepping down, right? He won't be seeking re-election and whatever it is.
Yeah, he won't. This will be his last term as senator. Oh my God!
They need to all follow suit.
Busta Rhymes was set to embark on a 24-day Blockbusta tour, but unfortunately has been canceled based on updates on Ticketmaster.com. Every concert starting this Wednesday, opening in San Francisco, to the April 21st closing in his and Wize's hometown of Brooklyn, is listed as canceled on the concert ticketing site. Now, USA Today has tried to reach out to Busta and his reps, which announced this, but they've been mum. Previously, Rhymes has been on 50 Cent's The Final Lap Tour, which ended in December. And before heading out on that tour, Busta detailed in Men's Health magazine that he lost 100 pounds to improve his health after suffering what he described as, quote, "It felt like I was having an asthma attack, but I don't have asthma," close quote. Now, no, I'm saying this to a Busta fan, and of course I'm a Busta fan too. So, do you think Busta Bus worked himself too hard in preparation for this upcoming tour?
He might have. I just wish him the speedy recovery, so that he can get back out on tour, because he's an amazing performer. So
Yes,
my prayers are with you, my brother. Take your time, get back, man, get healthy, and get back out on tour and entertain the people like you can, because you are one of the best to ever do it. So
Mm. Well, I can't say anything better than what Wyatt said, because I agree 100%. You're one of the best I've ever seen, and it looks like you have a lot more in the tank. So don't rush out, bro. Take your time.
look at these
Lick those wounds.
look at these rock artists that
I'm saying.
perform to the like 70 and stuff, right?
70s.
Making that tour money. That's where that money is in the touring, man.
I mean, you got the Rolling Stones. They're about to push 80, and they're still making world tours. So yeah, I mean, totally, man. Yeah, you don't have to rush, Bus. Just do your thing, man. Because we know you're pen sick. You could do whatever flow you want and bury any MC under the table. We just love what you do, brother, and we love you, man. So take care of yourself. We're gonna be here. You know how we are. You're Gen Xer just like us. We're gonna be here. We know you're gonna be here.
We're just getting started. Mentality will return. Football, and more football, you say? Well, tune in to Total Football Talk. Join your hosts, Drew Willingham.
You were playing like a dumpster Pelican quarterback.
And Cole Johnson.
It sets up a possible play action. Did you hear that, Dak Prescott?
As they take you through all the paces, both on the field and in the boardroom, of Total Football Talk. Every Tuesday at
9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central.
Exclusively on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media Incorporated YouTube channel. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
Welcome back to Mentality, where men are men. And that's all you need. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. The subject that has been beaten literally under the ground has been the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift union. We're going to dive a little bit more into this in celebrity style. The guy on the Chiefs is at the Eras Tour concert to support his girlfriend, Taylor Swift. And of course, the guy on the Chiefs is number 87, Travis Kelce. Now, fans noticed him in a national stadium next to his entourage. Fan videos showed Kelce in a white button-up short sleeve shirt dancing to Look What You Made Me Do. A Taylor Swift song, if you didn't know. And yes, Swift changed the lineup for the third time on the Eras tour to Karma is the Guy in the Chiefs coming straight home to me. She does this when Kelce is in the audience. Now, Travis talked about how it has been a literal whirlwind tour for him in his podcast, New Heights. And he said this to his brother Jason, and we'll talk about him later on the show. With this quote, Taylor is the biggest and best thing possible. I mean, they helicoptered us. Well, not us, Taylor. It was cool to see the layout of the land over there, let alone the zoo and seeing all the exotic animals over there. Close quote. Now, I'll begin by asking this, sir. Of the two, who do you think has benefited more from the pairing?
I don't care.
Oh,
Like this is just getting ridiculous. This is just this. I love you, brother. I do. I really do. But
Lord.
why you gotta bring up Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce into this? I don't give a shit about them. I don't care who gave who more clout. I don't care. We all know Taylor. If you let Swifties tell you, we all know Taylor made Travis Kelce. He might as well just change his name to Travis Swift.
Oh, not Travis Swift. Oh no.
Like, I think if they were to get married, he should take her last name.
Wow. Come on, man. That's below the belt.
That's what it seems like.
That's below the belt. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So why do you believe people have such hot takes on this pairing, on this relationship? Because I'm sort of in the same boat as you. I'm like, okay, so they're together. Cool. What's the big deal?
Listen. His previous girlfriend was hotter than Taylor, so I don't care what anybody says. All right. So what? She has the Swifties, and she has a big fan base. She ain't got no ass.
He does now because that wallet is fat.
And we are proponents of cakes. She
Yes,
just
we
ain't
are.
got no cakes.
No, it's no, it's oh Lord, it's flat as pizza. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
No cakes. No cakes.
I did not think I was gonna talk about Taylor
We
Swift.
seen his other girl
mentioning
grabbing to be his
cakes.
sister. Cakes for days. Cakes for
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
No
I
cakes.
understand.
Go to Taylor.
Look,
No cakes.
I'm with you.
I'm sure she's
His-
a nice girl. I'm sure she's a
Yeah.
nice girl.
Yeah.
And she can make him a house husband. Like, he don't never have to work.
Oh no.
All he has to do is just make her happy. And she won't write no songs about him.
Oh Lord.
But
Well,
I don't care who gave who more clout. We all know she was the most famous one. For us, it really wasn't different because we knew who Travis Kelce was.
Right.
It had his stock hasn't improved because he dated Taylor. Actually, to me, took a step back dating Taylor Swift.
Really? Why did it have to decrease because he's dating Taylor Swift?
Just because she's famous and a celebrity, she ain't got no cakes.
Now I know you've heard this either from your mother or your older brothers or your older sisters, and probably your grandmother when you were older. I'm sure you've heard the saying that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Now, look, I'm with you. I'd rather the Instagram sister over the toothpick white woman. I'm with you on that. We here, as Martin would say, we here. But Travis must have seen something in Taylor. I don't know what it is, but
dollar signs.
well, if that is what he saw, cool. But
Because his jersey went from probably one of the top 10 jerseys to like number 1.
all throughout this past NFL season, we heard many men gripe, whine, and even
Now,
some
hold
women who
on.
follow the sport.
See, now you know who the real winners of this relationship was?
on the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL.
Oh,
They are
hands
the
down.
biggest winners out of this shit. When they found out Taylor Swift was dating Travis Kelce, they saw dollar signs, and all they did was show Taylor Swift every time she was at a game.
Let's see, yeah, but yeah, definitely, yeah. But to say that's why I didn't put it in NFL. I was like between those two. But yeah, any entity that benefited the most, hands down, the Shield did. It's not even a question.
Yes, they did.
But all throughout this past NFL season, from October to even now, we have heard takes of Taylor sucks, and I don't know why they have to show her the 1 minute out of the 3-hour broadcast that they do. She's a glory hog, all this type of junk. Which side of the ledger do you fall in the wild NFL conspiracies? Because also along with it is, well, since Taylor Swift is now dating a Chief, they have to groove the Chiefs to a Super Bowl championship. Which side of the ledger do you fall in these wild NFL conspiracies involving her?
Okay. First of all, it just happened that on the other sideline, there happened to be this guy named Kyle Shanahan. And he didn't know the overtime rules.
Oh, no.
So I don't think it was the NFL so much was trying to give them the Super Bowl. It was more as of the 49ers choked big time.
Well, I don't know the 49ers choked as much as I think you pointed it out. It sounds like Kyle Shanahan did.
Kyle Shanahan choked she's choked on the big one. And it hasn't been the first time he chokes on big ones.
Or the second. In the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl. It seems to be choking a lot on the big ones. We didn't touch on this before, but the fact that Steve Wilkes got fired is a crock. I just wanted to get that out there. I just wanted that like free Steve Wilkes, because that was some bullshit. They need to fire Shanahan.
He did not get in prison, man. Oh Lord.
I know, but it just sounded good.
Free Steve Wilkes. Oh, okay. So yes, no question. He got railroaded. He ended up being the scapegoat. I don't know why, but he ended up being the scapegoat of the unfortunate loss of that Super Bowl last month. And he was at the helm of one of the best defenses in the game, and he got the gate. But that was his fault. Never mind. So if you were in Travis Kelce's position, if you were the guy, and it could be in any walk of life. You don't necessarily have to be the tight end of the Chiefs, but you're just a successful guy in your own right, like he is. And say that wifey can make it rain hard, but still bring home the bag, like Taylor can. How would you feel if your wife was the biggest music star or business entity in the entire world today?
Shit. Man, ooh, where do I begin? I will be at every major sporting event possible.
Not every one of them.
So everyone that's been like, I would be at the Super Bowl, I would be at the World Series, and I would be at Stanley. I don't care what teams are playing, I would be at those events.
Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You will see me at the Premier Leagues. Oh
Lord. So you actually go soccer. Go over to Europe.
Everywhere.
And watch
everywhere. Listen, she's got to go to where? Oh, she got to go to Japan. Oh, let's go.
My man, see, he'll be in the World Cup and he'll be in the Olympics. I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
All over.
Oh, I ain't gonna hate on it. I ain't gonna hate on you for it. And what you told me about wifey, I think she actually might have you on that trajectory anyway. So, but yeah, look. However they do their business, how they do their business. And yes, is Taylor Swift my personal cup of tea? No. I mean, heck. If I wanted to date paper, I would. But I happen to like shapes. So that wasn't gonna happen. So I feel you, brother. I do. Okay. You was cold, bro. You was cold.
Mentality will be back in 2 and 2.
Little right here. Look at the inside of these cakes. Now, when you bite into it, just as I demonstrated while you were talking at the beginning of your discussion right there, I could taste the drugs inside of this cake, Sick. I could taste the addiction within the cream filling of this cake right here, to where they not only us with that cake right there, but they made an ice cream out of it. They made an ice cream out of it. A 1-pint Christmas tree cake ice cream. Look at that little just smile up there. Look, she is up to no good on there. Look at that. Look at that smile on there, Sick. She knows that she got you. Got him is what's in her mind right now.
Acknowledge me.
Look at that little smile right there. She's up to no good.
D. Willie in the evening. Thursdays at 11:15 p.m. Eastern, 10:15 p.m. Central. Exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wize El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wize El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Welcome back to Mentality, where this is the place created, suited, and enjoyed by all men and some select women too. With Wize El Jefe, I'm Cole Johnson, and there has been a topic that came up last week, and I feel as though we need to discuss it a little bit because I think we need to sort of kick the tires for it. And this involves the Breakfast Club and a certain interview. Here is something to ponder. Grammy Award-winning gospel artist and Orlando-based pastor Tye Tribbett stopped by the Breakfast Club morning show this past Wednesday. The conversation took an interesting turn. Tribbett gave a passionate talk about how he feels like, quote, the institution of the church is whack, close quote. Now he went on to explain that he's frustrated by how the church has gotten things backwards. And he explained it further like so. Quote, the church should be about the people, but the church makes the people about the church. They're not serving and loving the people. Close quote. Now there has been backlash and some good comments too, but more backlash of negative nature, saying, well, how could he say this and why would he do this? Why would this pastor do this on a secular program? And we're going to break this down here. So my first question to you, sir, is what are your thoughts on the church in today's times?
Oh my God. As we all know, my brother there is the churchgoer. Me not so much. It's kind of like what he said. This church is supposed to serve the people. And they've got that all twisted now. They've got to the point where the people are serving the church and it's not supposed to be that way. There's no reason a pastor, like the pastor in Brooklyn who got jacked for his jewels, should have $500,000 worth of jewels on, and his congregation is living paycheck to paycheck. There's no reason Joel Osteen should be living in a luxurious mansion, a mega mansion or whatever, and yet when your city needs you, you deny them entry to your church. So am I the only one who's seeing all this bullshit? Like, you had an opportunity to serve your community when your community needed you, and you turned them away. So I agree with him. I agree. The church has gone away from serving the people, and it's gone to serving itself.
Where were you when I need you like right now? Thank you, Stevie. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that all churches are like this.
No. They're not. They're not. Mm-mm. But there are many that you just described which ascribe to that. And that's what Tye was talking about. That's what he was talking about, which I am in 100% agreement with on him about it. I absolutely loved the fact that he actually said, well, you know what? I'm a pastor. I speak the truth. This is the truth. And I'm in it. You know, I'm a shepherd of a church. And I can tell you, you know, when I tour different places across the country and around the world, it's the way it is set up is backwards. And the fact that he had the well, I'll put it bluntly, the fact that he had the balls to say it, I applaud him for it. And it was the truth. But I'm noticing, though, that seemingly the criticism is being met with harshness. So has society gotten so soft that we can't take a critical look at life anymore?
No. It seems that you can't voice your opinion without hurting somebody's feelings, right?
Right.
And it seems like, me personally, your feelings, but
Mhm.
Society is like, oh, let's care about your feelings. Like,
Let's care about your feelings, Lord.
it's crazy, man. This trauma Poppy is. We gonna talk. Trauma season is upon us. Like, we are going to be in trauma season for the next 4 years.
Oh, wow. There's been outrage with Tye Tribbett talking what he did, and people saying, well, the church is not whack. I know it's not whack. How dare he say this? I mean, that's blasphemous. And I'm thinking to myself, did you hear all of what he said? So why is it that people can't properly hear?
They didn't want to listen. Because they didn't want to listen. Because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. So they're not listening. They're just nitpicking and going after what they feel is offensive. When you should really be listening to the whole context of everything. Everything he said.
Yeah.
And he made valid points. It wasn't like what he said were lies. He made valid points.
Mm-hmm.
Why are these pastors driving around in Bentleys? Yet Sister Brown is is barely surviving off a Social Security check. Why is it such and such pastor lives in such a big house, yet such and such congregation member is in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 kids? Make sense to me that these pastors who are supposed to be serving the people, supposed to be serving the congregation, are living lavish lifestyles.
You dig in the Bible, when it's mentioned in it that says the church, like when a woman is supposed to submit to a man, it says woman is supposed to submit to her husband as he is supposed to submit to Christ, who he gave up his life for the church. Now, he didn't give up his life for a building. He gave up his life for us. So guess who the church is? We are. This isn't all churches. This isn't all places of this isn't all places of God. It is not. And it's not all pastors either. It definitely isn't Tye. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take this word from this man of God or woman of God, have the spiritual mirror in our face and say, man, okay, yeah, I'm sort of running afoul of this. I need to change this. I need to change this. And here's the scripture that lines up to the change. That's all he's doing. But people want to just mess that up. So do you believe the church can change its ways to reflect less of this whackness?
No.
Later we will have Thoughts from the Throne. This is Mentality. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. Are you looking for something to do on your lunch break? Well, there's a show on the BS3 network that has only 4 words to say to you.
We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
The Lunch Break with AJ, powered by JM&E. Live weekdays at noon Central.
Welcome back to Mentality, where it is the ultimate masculine safe space. With Wize and Cole, I am Cole Johnson. So welcome to Brotherhood Goals. Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce now has to call himself the former Philadelphia Eagles center as he officially announced his retirement last week following 13 seasons with the Philadelphia NFL club. And viral clips of his emotional announcement has shown a lot of things. But the one thing it shows the most is that he is unafraid to let the world see how he really feels about leaving the game he so passionately loves. As the NFL player reminisced over memories with his team, his brother, his wife, tears streamed down his cheeks, at times forcing Kelce to even pause and reflect. We already mentioned Travis in the previous segment. He attended that retirement announcement, and he was also seen wiping tears away. And because of the passion of this guy, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Even people who are into sports tuned into the press conference and cried with Travis and their mama Donna. It was a vulnerable moment that got many people thinking. It is refreshing to see men cry. Now, I'll ask this question to begin things. Is Jason Kelce one of the greatest centers of the last 50 years in the NFL?
Yes. And he's self-made. It wasn't like he was a high-rated, high-drafted player. He worked hard to become one of the best, and he rightfully so. He's been an All-Pro. He's been everything. He's been the best center in the league the last 6-7 years. And
that's saying something.
And
that's
he's
right there.
Yeah, and so to see where he came from, he wasn't even a center in college. He didn't play center in college.
That's right. He didn't play center in Cincinnati. That's right.
So he made himself into that star lineman. He worked hard to be that, and that just goes to show you, man, when you want something bad, and you're willing to work hard for it, and you're willing to sacrifice for it, it will pay off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it will.
I mean, he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
To me, he played the game like you're supposed to play it. You got to have respect for players like that. You got to have respect for players who respect the game, and regardless of my fandom, I'm not gonna deny that. To me, he is one of the best, and I have love and respect for him. Like I enjoy New Heights. I enjoy he's an entertaining guy.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I enjoy that podcast too. It's one of the best ones out there today. And he's a big reason as to why I tune in. Yeah. I love Travis.
Oh, Travis is great, but
I'm a bigger fan of
my
Jason
guy.
than I am
This is
Travis.
my guy, though.
Yeah. I'm a bigger fan of Jason than I am Travis. We got a chance to see him be extremely vulnerable and cry and just let it all out there. If you were around someone who subscribes to the toxic thought that this guy who is a straight up man was being weak or feminine or effeminate, what type of power can men gather from an emotional retirement announcement like his?
Listen, Jason Kelce is a man's man.
100.
And this just goes to show you that there's so much more to men than being providers.
Right.
That's what this is showing. This is being this vulnerable and being like this has shown me that society is kind of realizing that there's more to us men than just being providers.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more. We're so much deeper than that. And just seeing him the way he is, he has his moments where he's a straight up man tearing off his shirt and running through and being in the crowd. And then you have the moments where he's crying and holding back tears and because he's gonna miss the sport that he loves so much, that's changed his life, that's changed his kids' lives, his wife's life, changed his whole family's life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Made his mama famous. It's changed their lives so much.
Yeah. And then he ventured into documentaries and doing movies. His documentaries one of the best out there right now.
Oh, Kelce's awesome. That's an awesome documentary. Mm-mm-mm. And I'm with you, man. I love the fact that Jason is a guy who shows that there are multiple facets to us. That, like you said, we're more than providers, and we're more than just vapid, empty vessels. In fact, if people, and some women, I'll put it that way, would want us to be vapid and emotionless, you wouldn't like the end result of that. Because the natural order of a woman is to have your emotions be fed. And why is that? Because you're a nurturing human being. I mean, we're nurturers too as men. Women are more nurturers.
Yeah.
And you have to be fed that type of love. You got a guy who you say, well, him showing emotion, that means he's weak. He shuts that off, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it one single bit.
Be afraid
because
to walk down the dark alley with him.
Mm-hmm. Because he would be holding so much in to the point where if he explodes, you don't want to be around him.
Yep.
And that's not what you want any man to undergo.
This is true.
Now, yeah. Now, Last week's episode, we talked about Benzino, and he extolled the virtues of and the benefits of crying. That it isn't a weak trait, but it's one that actually is beneficial and helpful. However, in Benzino's case,
He was a straight.
do not drink alcohol to induce the tears, man. That is
Listen,
weak. That's a weak move all its own.
I have not. I still haven't watched that episode. I refuse to watch it because, first of all, it's Benzino, and I really don't care about it.
No. There is still this stigma today about we as men being able to be vulnerable and shed tears and trying to emotionally make some sense out of something that is just either painful or exhilarating, or in Jason Kelce's case, both. What will it take for people? Because it's not just women, men do this too. What will it take for people to stop shaming men for showing such vulnerability?
More my honest opinion. Yeah, start punching people in the face. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just I feel people just need to get punched in the face sometimes. Like that let people know you for real. Like you.
You about to reduce me to tears now.
It's true, man. Listen, sometimes when you get so angry and you crying because
right,
you don't want to punch them in the face.
Right. Yeah. You're so built up in
maybe
anger. Yeah.
maybe you should just punch them in the face, get it over with, and then see how serious you are. Like I don't mean you making me do this. Like cry and then punch them in the face, and then they know you serious. Like you got the tears come out.
Oh no. And now, thoughts from the throne.
So it's been a month since my mom has passed, and this past week was a rough one for me. There was times that I had my moments, just couldn't stop blubbering and crying, but and everybody I spoke to and knew what I was going through, and thank you. I appreciate everybody out there for the support and the love. And I know it's going to take time. It's not an easy time for me or my family, and because we lost a major part of our family. All I can do is take it one day at a time. I have a great support system. My brother Cole Johnson, my wife, my nephew, everybody's been very supportive and giving me my space and allowing me to vent and talk about everything that I feel and I when I say the things I say on this show, punching people in the face. Yeah, I do mean it. I do mean people need to get punched in the face. But sometimes it's just jokes as well. Like we're here to have a great time. We're not condoning violence. We're just men. And are we perfect? No. I'm just taking it one day at a time, and you should too. Just enjoy every moment. Take it day by day. And if you fall down, pick yourself back up.
Now, last week I talked about that there was something that was in the air for me, and now it is further itself to something that I believe is going to be spectacular. For me, it is another shift that's coming, but for you, it will be a shift that's coming. And I won't divulge all of it yet, but I'll divulge that much to you. And the Mentality Brothers will be repping hard on that shift. I guarantee you. You, ladies and gentlemen, are great people. And you're about to see me be ushered in the presence of more great people, basically because of you. And because of many others. And I can go on. I mean, Cole McCain, Chris Bass, Drew Willingham, Ryan McCarthy, and of course, my best friend Wize. Actually, especially him. This shift is something that I believe will make everybody happy. Because it's meant to bless any individual that comes to it. And my hope for this shift is that you will be better off leaving it than you were when you entered it. And those are thoughts from the throne. Any final words you have for the Mentality audience before we let them go?
Honestly, today I really don't have any final words, so I won't be cursing out Boston or any of that. I'm really
I cannot tell you, everybody, how much I love that man. I love my brother, and I'll continue to love him. And I love doing this show. And I love doing this for you. I know why I speak for Wize when I say that he loves doing this for you as well. So thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for hitting that notification bell so you can catch any and all content that comes from the Will Wize TV YouTube channel. And there's going to be more new stuff coming very soon from there. Or the Comey Media YouTube channel, where the same can be said there. For Wize Elefe, I am Cole Johnson, here to say in parting, as we always do, our secret technique is that we always speak with mentality. See you next week.
Peace out.
That's 100.